Hello and welcome to the Q Today Show for April 17th through April 20th. I'm Mitch Vick, one of your hosts for this show.
And I'm your other host, Allison Duddy.
Before we get into the news, we'd just like to thank you for watching and remind you our weekday show runs from Tuesday at 5 p.m. to Friday at 8 a.m. and the weekday offering airs from Friday at 5 p.m. to Tuesday at 8 a.m. We broadcast every day from at 8, 5 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Great, thanks Mitch. And you can reach us back at our email at qcatv.ca. And of course, as always, we'd like to thank the Caribou Observer for providing some of our news stories. If you'd like any information on how to sponsor us, you can give our producer, Nate Bello, a call at 992-3650.
And just to remind you, we do give you the highlights here on Q Today. If you'd like the full story, pick up your copy of the Quesnel Caribou Observer. And over to you, Allison.
Thanks, Mitch. So first up in the news today, last Saturday was a big day for Quesnel and the North Caribou. MLA Donna Barnett, Parliamentary Secretary for Rural Communities, was at the Civic Plaza for a big announcement. Let's take a look at that.
I'm here today to announce that this great project will be receiving $4 million from the provincial government.
With this announcement, the community is more than 2/3 of the way towards its goal of $30 million. Our own Nate Bello was present at the event. He was mayor when the community voted to tax themselves $15 million and go halfers on the project.
So if you really think about it, the people put up $15 million. This is $4 million. That's 19. Northern Trust from Prince George has put in another $2 million. That's $21 million. Now, if the federal government matches the province, that'd be 25, and the rest, it's a $30 million project. The rest, the other last $5 million can definitely be raised by this community.
All right, thanks for that. That's fantastic to see how the provincial government is stepping up and throwing some money towards this project for us.
Absolutely. I think this is the catalyst we need to really get this project.
Get it going,
see it through to fruition.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how the federal government approaches this in the coming weeks with this announcement from the provincial government.
Definitely. It'd be great if they would kick in some money too.
Absolutely. I think it's going to happen now.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be great. I think a lot of people out there were getting a little bit skeptical that we might not ever see this multi-center, so it's really good to see things get rolling on that.
Yeah.
So continuing on with the news, the Quesnel Children's Concert Society has a special treat coming up. It's a children's arts and music festival which has appeal for all ages. On Friday, April the 20th at 6:30 p.m., the Go Go Bonkers concert will take place at the Quesnel District Arts and Recreation Centre. Whether it's riding your bike, growing vegetables in your garden, planting trees in the park, or taking simple steps to conserve energy at home, Go Go Bonkers makes learning fun and accessible to children through music and drama. On Saturday the 21st, there will be a free workshop presented by Go Go Bonkers, most suitable for ages 5 to 11 years old, and there'll be 2 opportunities to get to this workshop from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. or from 12 to 2 p.m. The workshop includes improv, theater and music, make a dream catcher, creative dance, hoop dancing, origami, crafting with recycled materials, and pantomime. Tickets for the Friday evening concert are $7 per person or $20 per family and are available at Bo Peep Boutique or the Arts and Recreation Centre. Free tickets for the workshop are available by emailing amy@adboom.ca or by phone at 991-0001. Great, $20 entertainment for a family to go out and see this concert. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Hard to do that these days.
No kidding. You can't go to a movie with a family of 4 people and spend only $20.
No,
so.
not even close anymore.
Yeah. And it sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. So.
Great. Well, our next story is a story that's been cooking for a little while. Has to do with cash stores. And they have been ordered to pay back millions of dollars in fees, $18.5 million to be exact, for fees that they were overcharging their customers. Basically, the rules are for every $100 you borrow from a cash store, the maximum you can be charged is $23. Consumer Protection BC has ordered in November 2010 that cash store financing, it's unlawful to charge beyond that $23. The repayment of fees is ordered for charges that were dated at November 2009 and beyond. Refunds are based on a cash and voucher system. So if you were overcharged for fees from a cash store, you'll be getting a combination of refund and voucher. Cash store, the Cash Store Corporation, who manages the two main companies in British Columbia, are disagreeing with this ruling, and there is a chance that they're going to appeal the decision from Consumer Protection BC. Customers who feel they are entitled to a refund over the fees can call the CSF head office at 1-888-564-9963, which is at Consumer Protection BC. You should never be charged, as a reminder, should never be charged more than 23% of what you are borrowing. There is no cost for cash cards through the cash store, and insurance, which is a service they can offer you, is always optional and never mandatory.
Wow.
Pretty expensive service.
Lesson learned, yeah, no kidding.
Consumers should be aware of their rights when they are using a service from a cash store.
For sure.
And it's definitely apparent that the rules have been broken in this case.
That's right.
And we'll see if the cash stores appeal this decision.
Well, thanks for that, Mitch. So over spring break, North Star Baptist Church pastor Wes Lind, along with 24 youth aged 15 to 20 and 11 adults, traveled to Vicente Guerrero, Mexico to build a house for a poor family who have never lived in a house before. The youth fundraised during the year to make this possible, and apparently every 2 years, youth from North Star's youth group send a mission group to build a house, and this was actually the 5th house that they've constructed. With a lot of hard work, they built the house in just 4 days, along with an outhouse, a shower house, and a chicken coop, which will also help the family become self-sustaining. One of the adults on the mission was Stacy Heedy. She said that the youth played with neighborhood children, most of which didn't even have shoes or go to school, because school there costs about $150 per year and is not affordable for most. While there, the youth group also visited an orphanage, bought shoes for local children, and visited an area called Campos, where they handed out backpacks filled with household goods and food. It sounds like they had quite an incredible experience. Heedy was saying that all the youth were moved and changed by this experience. If you would like to make a tax-deductible donation to help fund the next house project or help to put a child through school, you can send your donation to North Star Church. And you know, that just says something. A lot of people just think, oh, I'm just one person, I can't change the world. But you get one person and a little group and a bigger group. And, you know, here we've got a group from Quesnel that have been around the world building 5 houses for people in need. It's fantastic.
Great story.
To see.
Really great story.
You bet.
So next up, the Quesnel and District Chamber of Commerce recently provided an update to the Caribou Observer about what is going on in their organization. Within the update, Coralie Oakes, Executive Director of the QDCC, applauded the Nazko First Nations presentation of the proposed Nazko Gateway Project, which calls for the expansion of 3-phase power. The spur-along development through the Gateway Project itself and subsequent development could generate billions of dollars in new investment in the area and thousands of new jobs. It could also really make a difference. Considering our dependency on forestry products, this could really give us a segue to some mining opportunities. So interesting to see how this will proceed. The Chamber applauded Nazko First Nations also for bringing all levels of government together to the table, which can be challenging to do with such a massive project of this scale. So we'll see how that one also progresses.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted here on Q Today as we get more information on some of these stories. So there was also an article in the Last Observer about our 3 nominees for the 2011 Volunteer Citizen of the Year: Sherry Coles, Liz Miller, and Helen Boudreau. Sherry Coles admitted volunteering is fun, and coupled with a commitment to making the community a better place, she's out in the public almost year-round. As a member of the Integris team, she leads the charge in many company-led campaigns, but also volunteers her personal time to events such as Relay for Life, the Women's Fall Challenge, Community Foundation, and several singular fundraisers. In the article, Coles also credits her staff at Integris Credit Union with support in all her volunteer efforts, and says possibly the most rewarding part is to see an idea put forward that brings money in for a particular cause. Sherry and Integris have also helped me out in some of my curling adventures, and it really is just great to see people throw themselves into making Quesnel a better place for all of us.
Great.
Also nominated was Liz Miller, and she said that it was after seeing what her 2 daughters gained from the Miss Quesnel self-development program, she felt that she had to get involved with the program. That was 12 years ago, and Miller is still passionate about the program and what it offers to both the participants and our community. She takes very seriously the responsibility of ensuring these young women have an enjoyable, successful experience, and she also spoke of the gratification in seeing the new candidates blossom with the program. Miller added that there's so much the public is unaware of regarding the program. For example, on average, the candidates and royalty devote approximately 250 hours to community service and program commitments. Miller said she's proud to be nominated, but it doesn't compare to the pride she feels in the Miss Quesnel program. As a member of Toastmasters, I actually go to some of the Miss Quesnel meetings when they're practicing their speeches for speech night, and I have to say it is absolutely amazing to go to some of the first meetings and see how the girls progress you know, before going on pageant night. So it really is a neat program. And you know, I always thought Miss Quesnel was just a beauty pageant type of thing, but it really is a lot about self-development. So the third nominee for the Volunteer Citizen of the Year award is Helen Boudreau. When told she was nominated, Boudreau modestly said, "Oh, I do a few things, but nothing major." However, nothing major translates into sitting on the executive of several organizations, including the Senior Society, Lawn Bowling, Horseshoe Club, Royal Canadian Legion, as well as organizing fundraisers and other activities for a variety of causes. Boudreau spoke of the honor of having your fellow volunteers think that highly of you, and added that, simply put, all her volunteer commitments give her a reason to get out of bed in the morning. In every letter of support on Helen's behalf, they talked about her leadership skills, dedication to the organization, and her ability to get things done, among other excellent qualities. Boudreau said that she does it because she enjoys the sport or organization, adding that her involvement with the Red Cross Loans Cupboard was in response to an ad in the paper. So congratulations to all 3 nominees, Sherry Coles, Liz Miller, and Helen Boudreau. The Volunteer of the Year will be announced at the gala event, which is actually on the first night of the airing of this show, Tuesday, April 17th. And of course, we'll announce the winner on the next Q Today later this week. And also, getting a little bit windy with this one, but in a related story, former City Councillor of 20 years, Peter Coldwell, is receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award during the Volunteer Citizen of the Year ceremonies on April the 17th. Along with his work as a councillor, Coldwell is a trained auctioneer, and almost 20 nonprofit organizations have benefited from his volunteer auctioneering, with impressive multi-million-dollar earnings for those groups. He said yes to as many events as his schedule permitted, auctioning desserts, art, livestock, benefits for needy community members, and just about anything that crossed the block. So congratulations to former councillor Peter Coldwell, and he'll be receiving this award, like I said, on the first evening of the airing of this program. So
that's going to be a busy night.
It is going to be a busy night, and I love those kinds of stories because it's so feel good to have these people involved in our community that really just step up and make things happen.
And it's important to recognize them as well too.
Exactly.
We need to facilitate that feeling.
That's right.
For sure.
Good point.
Recently, the Quesnel Community Foundation announced at their gala that it gave out $34,500 in grants to 12 nonprofit groups. And it is also giving $5,500 in scholarships this year, for a grand total of $40,000 in giving out donations. The QCF also noted that success of their donation matching program was even more successful than last year. The CRD additionally presented a $100,000 check to the foundation, which completes its pledge to provide $200,000 in 2011-2012. New donors at the gala also set up new memorial funds, which will be managed by the Quesnel Community Foundation. The gala itself raised over $18,000 that evening, which I think is a real big shot in the arm for that group. If you'd like more information on the 12 grant recipients which received monies that night, you can go to their website, which is on the bottom of your screen. And just briefly, the school district got some money, Corlew Secondary School got a grant, the Quesnel Lawn Bowling Club got a grant, and the Quesnel Aquatic Club, among others, got grants that evening.
Fantastic. Lots of good news in the news today. I like that.
Yeah.
So moving along into some sports for you, players from across the Cariboo displayed great teamwork as they came together to take gold in Kelowna on Easter weekend. The Quesnel Denny's Strikers, Williams Lake Storm, and Prince George Kodiaks joined forces to enter an under-14 girls team in the Kelowna Icebreaker soccer tournament. The team, named Cariboo United, consisted of 8 Quesnel players, 3 from Williams Lake, 2 from Prince George, and coached by Dave Blagden, Gilbert Chotel, and Beth Moore. Coach Chotel said that even though the players were from 3 different communities, they played extremely well together and worked great as a team. On the Friday, the team had 2 games, a 3-0 win over the Kelowna Eagles and a 2-1 loss against the Abbotsford Tornadoes. By Saturday afternoon, in their last round-robin game, they needed a win in order to qualify for the gold medal match. The game ended in a tie and was settled with a best-of-5 shootout that saw the match awarded to Cariboo United. The gold medal match pitted the United against the Abbotsford Tornadoes once again. The defensive team played a flawless game while the midfielders put unrelenting pressure on the Tornadoes, and the Cariboo United team took the gold medal with a 3-1 victory. So congratulations to the Cariboo United girls soccer team on their win in Kelowna Easter weekend.
Fantastic. On the sports theme, we are reporting here today that the community, Quesnel, is trying to put together a triathlon group. Stacy and David Osmond are working hard to create this club. Stacy commented that there are many people who do all 3 sports, and just as a quick review, and that involves cycling, running, and swimming in one big event. Pretty grueling, if you ask me. But Stacy and Dave feel there is a gap in terms of what is offered in Quesnel. And the main reason for that is you need to have a certified club which is recognized by Triathlon BC. And certification, from what I've read, is you need to become a coach and certified through Triathlon BC. And being a triathlon coach allows you to build programs so that you can effectively train others to do the sport effectively without injuring themselves and overdoing it. Excuse me. One doesn't also need to spend a lot of money to get into this sport, as Stacy commented. You don't need a $10,000 bike and fancy running shoes or really expensive gear. You can just get started out with your mountain bike and an old pair of runners, and then you're good to go to give this sport a try. The new club hopes to not only offer a new training program once it gets started, but at some point the Quesnel Triathlon Club hopes to host an actual triathlon in Quesnel, which hasn't been here for quite some time. There are some events that there is a club in town that's not certified through the Triathlon BC. They do participate in some events, but it's not certified. So these 2 individuals, Stacy and David Osmond, are hoping to get certification to create an actual certified club. That
would be awesome.
Yeah.
See what more great athletes we can produce out of Quesnel.
Well, I can tell you, I saw on the weekend, I saw some pretty motivated people cycling up Dragon Lake Hill. And my goodness, the endurance required to do that, it staggers me to think that they would go for a several kilometer swim on top of a marathon after that.
No kidding.
So
I wonder if it was
to
the same guys I saw, because I saw a bunch of guys on bikes going out towards Bushy Lake Hill, and I was thinking I wouldn't want to go up there either.
The endurance required is staggering. So
no kidding.
I think if some of these people want to organize and be recognized from a provincial level, more power to them. It's great.
Go for it, for sure. Thanks, Mitch. So 5 players from the provincial champion Bantam Thunder team were chosen to continue in their quest to be on Team BC. Braden Dale, Jesse Roach, Chad Kimmy, Curtis Izzard, and Brady Powell all took the trip to Vanderhoof for the Northern Region Camp recently. Once there, they were split into teams with the rest of the kids from the north and had 3 games to impress the judges. After a nerve-wracking wait, all five boys were chosen to go on to the next level in the competition, which means that they will now go on to play in the Under-16 BC Cup this coming weekend. This is a jamboree-style tournament, meaning that the 160 players chosen from all the region camps are mixed together to make 8 teams. From there, chosen players will go on to the Under-16 provincial camp, and 20 of those selected players will continue on to Under-16 Team BC, where they will play in the Western Canada Under-16 Challenge Cup. So good luck to all 5 of these boys in the BC Cup this weekend, and we'll keep you posted on here on Q Today with the results, and hopefully they'll be moving on to Team BC.
Best of luck to them.
You bet. Now it's time to take a look at what's happening locally with our community calendar.
And our photo of the day is brought to us once again by our friend Dave Sutton. Next weekend marks the 50th wedding anniversary of Jack and Vicki Nelson. A celebration of this event was held at St. Andrew's United Church following last Sunday's service. Dave was there and sent us these pictures. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Well, that's it for this show. You can contact us at our new email, which is qtoday@qcatv.ca, to give us feedback or give us a tip on any news that you think we should cover here on Q Today, or if you would like to be a sponsor or volunteer. You can also call Nate at 992-3650, or you can call the Shaw Station and leave a message for John McKenzie at 992-8363.
And remember, Q Today is produced by QMag, the Quesnel Media Access Group. You can also watch us on the internet on Quesnel Community Access TV. The website is www.qcatv.ca and is run by our colleague and friend Eddie D'Souza.
So thanks for watching, and remember, our purpose here at Q Today is to get Quesnel talking. Bye for now.